mean, they've always been number 3. They
were number 2 in gold.
realistically, yeah, after gold, like a lot of people say they are better than black. We haven't seen the new black yet. But we're going to take a look at our maps now, as I believe they are ready. But yeah, I have to agree. But besides that blind hook at level 1, I think Dami played a very good game for there. Okay, our final map will actually be Battlefield of Eternity, and it will be Mighty's pick.
Yes, it was Mighty's pick, and Miracle will be first ban. We're getting the first ban, and Mighty really... They have to have a plan. They have to have a special plan just hidden for this map.
Look, I mean, it's risky to pick this map into either MVP team. It's historically been their most successful map.
Especially MVP Black. They finished this map in like 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Especially on set 5. They choose this map a lot in the last game of the match, and they win the game in like 7 minutes. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
But that's Black. This is Miracle.
This is Miracle, but still
and
the
a
team's
different Miracle too.
The teams train together a lot, and this is an interesting choice to say the least. But Mighty must have something prepared here. Miracle just wants to prefer the draft, like they had in the previous set. That's what really won them the game, is winning that draft, having the control of the global heroes. And here again, there's no must pick. Vala could be the ban they want to take here.
Yep.
Falstad is not absolutely necessary on this map. It's again one of his weaker maps. And
even Diablo is really strong on this map. There are a lot of choices of Q Vala or is on Gul'dan, or lots of DPSs are pretty good. Even Li Ming, or sometimes we even see Lunara on this map too.
We've seen Tracer here. TAS Tracer's powerful. They're gonna ban the TAS. Mighty. You know, on any other map, I'd say ban the Falstad here. They're gonna ban Skeleton, trying to narrow down Dami again. This is not a really strong map for Dahaka. We have seen it sometimes. We saw it even at BlizzCon on this map, but it's only 2 lanes. You just don't have that much value with him. You don't get that extra soak in a different lane.
And the first Artanis. Artanis of the Night. First pick even.
Yes. So
very strong first pick. Trying to get that QE combo.
He's also very powerful at racing when it comes to the Immortals, especially if you build him for auto attack damage. He gets free auto attacks on the Immortals, which gives him his shields back quicker, so he can get right back into the action. So Artanis, if he's like low, needs to get those shields up, he just right-clicks on the Immortal, gets a few more hits in, and then he's got his shields back up. So powerful hero to choose here. We'll see what they decide to pair it with. I think Mighty's best bet here is ETC Rag.
Or even...
Gonna take the Tychus again. They've been actually favoring him quite early.
I'm surprised that Vala is still open to both teams.
I think Miracle will take it. With Rag, I'm not so sure. They might take it with Malfurion. Or actually, Ariel, since she's still available.
Yeah, that is true. And Zarya is still available here too. Like, Artanis is not the most strongest frontliner, and then with a Zarya, he can be a strong frontliner.
We're going to find out what happens in this next moment, because there's so many different combinations you can use with Artanis. As we're saying, there's the Zarya potential. Taster's already banned here. We saw Cloud9 use that a lot, actually, in the old days.
Instead of Ariel, we see Vala paired up with Rehgar.
Interesting indeed.
Very interesting.
It makes it harder to figure out exactly what Miracle is going to do here. Mighty,
I think they're gonna...
They could still ban the Zarya here.
They're really going for the Blood, and Artanis can do a lot more damage with that, and they can pair up, or even Ancestral heal Vala if they want to.
Oh, they get Ancestral here, Artanis for all they care. I think the Zarya ban here is absolutely warranted. Bloodlust works well here too with Artanis with his faster attacks, more shields, does a lot of damage. Zarya, no surprise. We may see a heal ban here from Miracle.
ETC paired with... We can see a Malfurion ban or some... Supporter ban would be the right choice, but they can go around them. They can even go for something like Li Ming.
Li Ming is a strong ban here too.
Or any mages would be fine too.
I think Malfurion is the clean ban where you're like, this doesn't hurt them too much, but it's the game theory ban where like, this is the least common denominator ban. I really think taking Malfurion away doesn't show anything about what you're doing, and it's just very solid. I think otherwise you go into Li Ming. here to remove some of that range damage. Not many other choices, to be honest. If they ban anything else, it really means they've seen something that we don't know about Mighty and they're targeting it. I'm leaning towards the Malfurion ban myself, though. Malfurion or Li Ming. Thinking about it hard. It's going to ban Rag. Interesting.
Okay.
Not a must ban here, but Sans has been playing a great Rag tonight, so.
That is, they just want to take that off their brain. That will be the right choice.
It's scary, too, if you get Sulfuric smashed with Vala and you didn't take Ancestral. Maybe Vala just dies immediately, so that's a bit of a concern, that burst damage there. I think Mighty now has the opportunity to take Malfurion and Li Ming, and they don't have to, but I think it's warranted. They could also Tyrael Greymane.
Yeah, Tyrael will be a great addition to this team comp, of course. They can even go for Morales again if they want to, just to have that sustain during that fight for Immortal there.
They have to decide if they want to win the race or if they want to fight. It's going to be Thrall with the Malfurion.
Okay, that's going to be a tanky, very tanky front line, and also Tychus is one of the more tankier ones. So if you talk about the health for both sides, I think Mighty has the higher health in average compared to Vala and Rehgar. But Miracle, they have to finish their team comp here.
Certainly
maybe another tank from the for the front line to kind of counter Mighty in a way. Yeah, Johanna could just bind and counter some auto attacks.
Johanna would be really strong here.
Or even a Tyrael just to keep Vala and Artanis alive, and that whatever they need to.
That would be a strong pick as well. Doesn't necessarily work as well with the Bloodlust that we're probably going to see here. Can't believe that's meta, by the way. It's always weirded me out. That's like the way it is now. Never been a big fan, but it's meta now. Let's let them pick it. Let's stop speculating here, as there's no right answer. Bird and Li Ming. So I'm going to go with a little bit more standard. And it means that they're going to have Murden for blocking.
They needed someone heavier. They needed someone heavier other than Artanis, so they picked Murden. And compared with Li Ming, they can do a lot of CC and burst damage. That is correct. But having ETC on this map, especially with that attack speed boost as a trait,
I think
can give a lot of advantage for Mighty.
I think we either see Falstad or Sergeant Hammer here probably for Mighty. Unless they want to take Johanna and double tank and really try too slow. But with Miracle picking up the Murden, they're not as scared anymore about losing the race. This race doesn't really go to either team necessarily. It's all going to be about positioning. It's going to be a lot more technical because this map usually is kind of like you have an invade comp and a race comp. In this case, it's kind of like both comps are a little bit hybrid. So I think another range like Hammer helps you win the race, helps you poke, good utility. Falstad is the same. There he is. Not his best map, but he's still been quite powerful. Can get you a lot of split soak. Can be at two places at once.
I was expecting something like Sylvanas at the time, because silence can work pretty well against the team called like Miracle here, and also like pushing the lane really hard.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is it. The winner of this will take the win. MVP Miracle up against Mighty. Game number 5. Here we go. Battlefield of Eternity. I'm Wolf. With me is G-Clef. This is our second best of 5 here tonight at HGC Korea. In blue, Team Mighty. Joker on ETC, Sans on Thrall, Magi on Falstad, Nasang on Malfurion, SDE on Tychus.
On the right, MVP Miracle. Is that thing gonna pop up at all? I guess not. Dami on Hakano, Muradin, Dami on Artanis, Sniper on Li Ming, C moving on Vala, and Darvish on Rehgar.
Okay, Dami. Let's see your Artie.
I think Miracle has the potential to win the race, the Immortal race, especially with that Q-Vala.
They should have a slight lead, absolutely, but it's not clean cut. If they lose anybody or if they get harassed too much by ETC, and poked a little bit, you know, for example, they could lose it. They should have a slight lead, but it's not a clear cut. Like, Mighty's comp is not the, oh, I have to invade. They absolutely can, and they have the slightly stronger invade, whereas Miracle has slightly stronger poke and racing. But it's like I said, not clear cut. This is not like a Tyrael dive comp versus the poke comp. It's like, we'll never win any race unless we kill them. It's not quite like that. We see another scouting drone pick here for Malfurion, so we have some extra vision. It's going to help them spot some of the skill shots to dodge them and give them vision for their own.
And Sands might be in danger here, and that does miss, but Magi flies over to help.
This has been the oldest. You know, some things about Here's the Storm change rapidly and change constantly. The one thing that will never change about Korean heroes is Thrall will always win the lane and then bait a gank. He will win the lane, push in hard, force the team to react, and then someone will fly and Brightman will come in, they'll try to get the counter gank off. This has happened since the beta, and it will happen until the end of time with Thrall. You always see this, like every single game there's a Thrall top lane.
Unless Thrall gets nerfed somehow.
Yeah.
On his Q or something.
I'm just saying, since he hasn't, like this will just, it's just a law of Korean heroes. Oh, Thrall top lane, he's gonna push the lane, they're gonna try to gank him, but he expected that and the counter gank comes in.
Well, actually, Vala's not going for the Q build. I think they want to fight here. That's interesting.
It's certainly
just more common for you to see a Vala on that Q build, just taking down the Immortal a lot faster than you could.
Certainly different than what we'd expected. All right, the Immortals have spawned, and neither team is actually really damaging them unless they're actually trying to zone each other. It's going to be one of those games where, because neither team has a clear edge, you just see this frantic battle defensively as people barely poke a little bit. Magi is the king of soaking in this best of 5. Okay, that's not the best phase prism there.
Still Dami getting the full damage into it, and look at this crazy moving, just not really out of position, but I think it was well done by Mighty, and they also trade with Falstad on top.
Yeah. The tables turn there, 1 for 1, and this is going to be a long Immortal phase.
Yeah, they might just keep this until 10 minutes. Who knows? I think they're trying to get some picks off, and for some chances they can try to stall.
Magi is like, I will never lose a minion ever. Always on time. Getting that soak there, almost losing a wave, but not quite. Okay, Miracle is going to invade here because they know that Magi just uses flight and he's not going to be here. It's a 5v4 briefly here. Magi's positioning, though, a little bit questionable right now. He's right on top of Honkono. They do get the pick on Artan as Joker needs to get out.
And Dami was the first one to blow up there. And Honkono should be the one in the front line, not Artanis on the... He was taking way too much damage. I think he was maybe trying to get some switch off that Prism on the back line, but it didn't work out that time. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a big win here for Mighty. They win the first fight here. They lose, obviously, the first phase, but they can do a lot. Magi's getting more soaked. They're getting ahead in EXP. This first Immortal isn't going to be the scariest one either. But out invading their own here on the opposite side. This is bad. Sans gets caught here, trying to escape, but there's a stun. Dami with the phase prism, though. Sans gets the kill first. It's going to be a 1-for-1.
So one for one trade, but Dami's still in the front line doing a lot of damage. Sniper got a reset off that Joker. Just trying to keep the damage, but Darvish actually might go down. So close, but he actually survived. And while that time, Miracle gets the first Immortal. Nicely done. Isong
gets prismed in as well. He's going to die. Very well played. Counter-wise, they get Vala. Can they get Sniper here? He doesn't have teleport. Oh, okay, I lied. He did, but he still died anyways. Just barely had teleport. They're actually going to try to bait Honkono into this. He almost took it. All right, so
we just saw a long skirmish there.
EXP lead to Mighty. Not the biggest shield Immortal. It's the first one here at 5 minutes, so it's only going to take down the barrier here, the gate. We'll get maybe one tower. Yep, gets that one cannon tower. And it's going to be a pretty even game from here. I'd say Mighty's got a slight lead, but not too significant.
And during this time, Miracle is the one that's really pushing this bot lane hard. Mighty lost the Immortal, but still they're not losing it. They're actually going 1v1. They're just trading top and bottom now, as Mighty does have a slight experience lead over Miracle.
You know what? I think this actually goes in favor of Mighty. Let me see. Oh no, never mind that. I thought the fort was at higher health than that. My bad. My apologies.
No, it's okay.
I can read it. Wolf first here's
No.
Oh, he can't even read the map.
But because Joker ETC, you have that trait. So off the Immortal fight, maybe on the next one, especially because Vala didn't go with the Q talents.
Well,
We'll see.
Miracle is just slightly ahead. Like, they got the fort anyways, they just got a little bit slower. Mighty got the cap anyways, they just got a little bit slower, so it's not the end of the world. It's just a slight lead in terms of rotational advantage for Miracle. Ooh, I like this though. Mighty is going to try to invade. They know exactly what Miracle's up to because they had this slight lead.
They tried it for 2 seconds and then it looks like they're going back to their own camp. So they're actually wasting a lot of time just going back and forth, trying to...
It's okay because they're still getting bot soak, and Miracle is not, so threatening this is actually still good for them as long as they don't lose anybody. Really like how they played this. They made it look like they were going to invade. They got the free soak bot. They're going to deal with those Impalers. And yes, in terms of Merc control and speed, Miracle gets ahead, but they still haven't been able to equalize the EXP because Magi is just an EXP machine, man. He's sucking it up.
Yeah, he's always there when there's an open lane. Okay. Yeah, look at this. It's actually on the opposite sides this time.
Oh! Dodged it.
If you look at the positioning of Sniper, though, he's been pretty good with aiming, just keeping on the back, poking that Immortal from the side, not really putting yourself in the danger zone, and stage dive coming out.
Ooh, Magi coming in! Kono, not the best target here, unfortunately.
And it's just glanced right off there. It's just making sure he survives.
No heroics, though, for Miracle, so this is a huge lead for Mighty. That's why getting 10 is so important. That's why that EXP lead is perhaps
almost
more
there,
important.
but it's not filling up. Now, there we go. But it's already, the half HP is already gone, and Miracle may have to force a fight here.
Bloodlust is the choice here. They're not going to actually commit to the Ancestral, which I figured would be the case here.
Dami jumps in and prisons over Malfurion. That goes to the other side, but not really much of a follow-up. Dami's the one getting caught in the front line.
Bloodlust comes down now. Twilight Dream not hitting too many. And this is a fairly even exchange among both teams. The only thing left here is Stage Dive and Avatar, as MVP is going to try to race this. A race they will almost certainly lose, especially with ETC's Rockstar passive. It ends up being very close, but Mighty will win it. Just had too much of a lead there, despite the fact that they started so late. And this is actually a nice pickup for them. This game is still so close, though.
It is very close. It is not something that we've seen a lot, especially in set 5. Because usually in set 5, they're all tired, even we're tired, and whatever happens just happens. And usually the snowball just, it doesn't pile up. It just becomes a snowman in like the next minute, and the game's over.
I just feel like both teams are playing their best in this 5th game. Like, this is the best game we've seen for both of these teams in this series. Very few mistakes on either side.
Both teams are being like super cautious, especially even Hong Kong's being super cautious. So,
look, the name of the game here today, and I said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it again, is Falstad. Magi gets so much free soak, over and over and over again. The Impalers get taken, but so what? They'll be cleared so quickly. The EXP lead that he just got, the missed waves, that Miracle loss, they'll never be able to get those back. Okay, the Impalers here are gonna be annoying. But because there's no fort here, they just eventually clear the wave and they deal with it. It's not a big deal. Magi is scouting this. And I think he actually just barely missed that, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. We can have a vision check there.
I think he saw.
They have to know now.
Yeah.
They have to know now. There's nothing they can do about it, unfortunately. Which, you know, the more mercs that Miracle gets, does stack up.
And they're not taking it. They're gonna take it later when there's an Immortal, trying to force Miracle to have that flame pressure at the end, and then they finally get it.
You know, I talked earlier about how like the lost waves you'll never get those back, but at the same time, lost merc camps will never be taken back into EXP either.
Yeah,
you don't actually get EXP from mercs anymore when they're your opponents. So, oh, Joker.
And that was a fast face melt right there.
Very quick reaction time on that one. It's on cooldown for a short period, but it'll be fine. And Magi again, left to his own devices, getting free soak top. There's no global to go over there and deal with him. And he's just allowing Mighty to get a little bit ahead in EXP, little by little. They could invade this. They might actually commit this time. They have no vision, and they decide to push the fort instead. Ball is alone. This is so risky by Crazy moving. A Fly Gust could come in and kill her. If they knew she was alone, they might commit to it, but they don't know that. They do know now. But it's too late. Falstad just comes in without the flight, and they're going to group up for a fight. All heroics available for everybody. Ice Block and Spell Shield, 2 important level 13s available now for Mighty. This Joker goes in. Sniper nearly gets rooted there. Here comes the flight from Magi. Huge blow there. And Sniper so low. Darvish will get blown up.
That was close. Sniper also got caught, but he barely made it out of there. Magi flying over to the other side on the camp and disgusting over 3 men. That was one of the crucial plays, I'd say. Mighty really had that team fight all along.
Okay, this is not the end of the world for Miracle, especially because they only lost 2. Like, they could have actually lost Sniper as well there. It had Mighty committed heavier. Super important that I believe, I'm looking at the mini map right now, they could save that top 4. Barely. That's huge for Mighty. And they will win this Immortal yet again. They save the top keep. There's fort. Been casting for a few hours, you and I, G-Clef, and we've got another best of 5 left.
Which is also good.
It's fun, but it's good for the fans, but like Wolf will slowly lose his mind for the rest of the castle. He's already talking about himself in 3rd person. He's so weird. Why is he doing that?
That's okay. We still got the best match, possibly the best match left.
Oh!
And they are
China,
baiting.
Is it you? Here we go. Dami comes in.
And switches at the right moment, but stays alive. Dami's the one in trouble now.
Okay, big power slide here. Joker needs a heal. Slowly getting healed up. Nearly dies there to the missiles.
That was close, but they didn't actually lose anyone, so not really much going towards Miracle, but they have, is that fort actually going to go down? It does at the time.
Joker could absolutely
just
teleport in.
Yeah, he can just stage dive in right now and starting to fight, and he does come in.
Oh, Bloodlust used defensively here. Huge power slide from Joker. The roof comes down. Darvish is so dead.
Darvish is caught, and there was nothing else really Miracle could do at the time. Well played.
This fight was basically decided when Honkono went in and missed his Storm Bolt. From that moment on, Mighty knows I can go in there. Honkono has no peel. He has no mana. We win this fight 100%. They only were able to get the kill on Darvish, but that's enough. And already 2 forts down. These waves are going to continue to push. They're closer and closer to 16. Mighty is looking closer and closer to taking this game. They're going to take down this cannon tower, pushing them closer and closer to 16. Moving towards this keep wall, in fact, with the Mercs. Looks like they're just going to back off. The only objective available right now is the top neutral camp. The Impalers. They may just safely take that to get the 16. They have such a positional advantage right now. They can get this wave on their way up too. Look at that. They're going to get 16. Miracle is in some serious trouble here, G-Clef.
I think Mighty really taking this one hard. Like, Miracle is trying hard. Of course, Miracle is trying hard, but Mighty, they have the advantage. They know what they're doing, and especially Magi. We talked about the Falstad a lot. And just gusting over at the right moment, just banning out Zeratul and locking out Dami's hero. But they're losing. If they lose this will be...
It's just so greedy from Miracle. I mean, that was so risky. So risky. And for very little returns, they still need to go up and clear the top Impalers. Oh boy, had that been reacted to, I don't know if Falstad had his flight, but we definitely know that ETC had his
stage dive
as well, so that was risky versus 16. Now they have to clear the top camp. Magi can clear the bottom camp easily because he's Falstad, and already about a 5th of this Immortal is chunked down here by Mighty.
And MVP Miracle comes to defend. Oh, catches Joker, but ETC is not the right choice if you want to. And Magi does fly in to join the team fight. Let's see what happens. Miracle's just trying to defend this Immortal, but still getting some good pokes. Joker gets caught from the front line.
Wave of Force there, doing a big amount of disengage. So well done by Sniper. This is a good position for Mighty to continue to poke though. And Disintegrate's off on cooldown now. They have Bloodlust. Mighty has everything to engage, though, including the Draken.
Both teams being super careful on this fight, and they know Honkono's on top, so this is the time to engage. They do get the half off on that red Immortal.
This is so scary for Miracle right now. They're so on the cusp of losing this game. Having Honkono up there is such a risk. They have such a fast comp for racing, but they just can't race with this much of a deficit. They're going to eliminate as many shields as they can. Can they save a keep, though? They would like to. That's so important. Can they somehow poke this down and save a keep, or force an engage once they hit 16 first before this Immortal gets to the keep? Those are the things, the options they have. If they lose a keep here, they may just simply be playing from behind for the rest of the game until they slowly but steadily lose it, as 20 is much faster for Mighty.
This game's going a lot longer than we thought, but with this, unless they overextend like they did couple games ago with Dragon Knight at the end of the game, I think Miracle has a chance still. They still have a chance, of course, to win, but it's gonna look tough once Mighty hits that level 20 before Miracle that gets any chance.
Okay,
and Dami comes from the side, but he misses, and he's targeting Joker all the time, which is not the right target you want to get.
I think it's also Joker's positioning is just so good, no one else really can be targeted. They got rid of the shields before the keep wall was down. This is now working on the keep. I think they should be able to save this if everything goes well. This is exactly what they wanted. What they needed was to save this keep. Joker, again, peeling, doing so much to make sure that no one else can get grabbed. Sand's in a little bit of a risky position here. Critically, Miracle has 16. They saved the keep. And the game goes on. This top push with the Shaman camp is getting so much value for Miracle as well. A big win for Miracle here. They got, basically, it was a terrible situation for them, but this was the best outcome possible. Magi's forced to go up here, which means they're going to get this Impaler camp for free as well. And Mighty's kind of stuck rotating up. They don't have their own Shaman camp to take. It must be spawning soon, but it's on this rotation, right? Yeah. I think it must be, but this is so unfortunate. Like, now they can't do anything. There's no pressure. There's nothing they can do. Well done by Miracle.
Yep, well done by Miracle, and Mighty is just forced to sit back and just relax, take out the and of course, that's one of the best plays. Like when you do not see any of your enemy on that minimap, you have to be scared. You have to be scared and just try to be patient. Wait until you see some of them at the minimap, or just back off just like that.
Notice the hearts here. They aren't certain where Mighty is at that moment either, and they wanted to go back to stop a backdoor, or at least to stop their keep from being destroyed. They got vision for a brief moment, I think at the bottom, but they decided to hearth anyways. Maybe they didn't get vision. We have a different observer than usual, so I can't always tell you guys. But anyway, they hearth back, which gives Mighty more time to get free soak, and they are getting to 20 faster, but Miracle had to make sure that they didn't lose that keep. That would have gotten them 20 faster and would have just put a timer on
Miracle is
this
coming
game.
towards this camp, and they're really gonna, before the Immortal spawns, they're gonna try to steal this one, possibly.
Oh, this is so risky. This camp is really important too, as it's gonna push that keep down. This is really bad timing for Miracle. As you can see, they're a little bit desperate. Even Dami.
They're just going racing.
They're gonna race for this phase, and they're gonna invade when the switch happens. Because it's impossible for them to invade over there by the time they got over there, because how fast Miracle can kill it, they would have gotten nothing. So I like this choice. Now is the time to invade. It's actually going to be a spawn for them defensively. This is going to be a long phase, but the longer it goes on, the more Magi's push goes, and the more opportunities they have to get this keep. This is so bad for Miracle, and so good for Mighty.
This is actually a taunt in a way, but Magi gets caught slightly, but Dami's in great gust to disengage, but Sniper is trying to do some damage with Disintegrate. Not real much of a kill done there, but some heroics used.
Miracle making a quick rotation down. So hard to make a choice like that in a situation like this, but they did it exactly correctly. All Mighty really got there was a little bit of EXP and a little bit of poke on the Immortal, and Miracle defended that Shaman camp that would have killed their keep. So quick thinking there, quick rotation. Magi still trying to get 20, but as he disappears, MVP Miracle decides to invade. They think this is their opportunity to take a fight 5v4. Magi has to come down. MVP Miracle is basically playing this perfectly right now. They're basically just denying EXP, forcing this Immortal down slowly but surely.
Yeah, and the Sniper keep on poking that Immortal is going to do a lot of damage. Maybe he just needs a few more orbs and missiles.
Yeah, he went for Mirror Ball, so he actually has a lot with these missiles. Either he hits a hero or he hits the Immortal. It works in his favor either way.
So now Sand and Joker, they're trying to not just body block, just block it with their health. Instead, they're taking out Immortal quickly, but there's really no way of really contesting this right now unless...
What Mighty is trying to do is just trying to get the in-game EXP that comes with you while poking. Moggy comes up top. They're trying to get 20 first. They know they can't win this Immortal, but they want to have 20 for the defense. Moggy gets that wave. He's coming back now. MVP, if they lose anybody, 20 goes against them and they lose the game. So they have to play this so carefully. Sniper, as you said, chunking it down as best as they could, but now they have to go on the defensive. Okay, it looks like there's a route here onto Honkono. He does get cleansed. Avatar comes up.
And Dami does miss that QE combo, so really didn't pick up anything from that. But all they have to do is poke a little more towards that Immortal. They're focusing into great gust to disengage the entire team, except for Honkono. Honkono getting focused down, and he does go down the first.
They actually didn't get the Immortal either. 1,000 hit points left. Huge silence here. Dami dies, and that will be game. That is game. 20 is up. They will just go core here. Moggy on the chase on the Sniper. Honkono and Dami losing this game here. Darvish gets the Immortal, but it won't matter. 5-1. They will go core, and that's all it takes. One decisive moment. Miracle lost their patience there, and that will cost them this game and this series. Mighty will take it 3-2. There you have it. Wow. In one split second.
Well, Mighty really went.
He went full Hero League right there.
Yeah, that was really, like, not really communicating at the right moment. Under pressure, Miracle lost it at the last moment, and Mighty was the one that kept the patience, kept the cool, and they brought the match to themselves.
Mighty, a team that's always been strong. Look, Moggy's been a player that's been around for a long time, has a lot of experience in pro tournaments here in Korea. Now we're in the pro league. He can show his skills here. What I really have to say, I mean, I always expected Moggy to do well. I think Sans really stepped it up tonight. He was one of the worst players. Many would call him just outright, out of all, well, we have 8 teams, 40 players in Season 3. Many people would have ranked him number 40 in the entire tournament. He played very well today. He looks like a completely different player. Very strong. Good Ragnaros.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. And they really stayed in together. And you could see Dami, and then I called out Dami really blended in with the team. Honkono and Dami, of course they were the frontliners, but look at that Immortal, as Immortal has this much HP left. They were the first one to dive in, try to hit that last hit.
Honkono just pulses. He pulses and runs in. You could see Miracle is moving away. Honkono is moving in, which leads you to believe there's a disagreement in comms. Otherwise, Honkono, as much as he would like to get those last hits off, he goes in. He should have retreated. If he agreed in comms, he retreats there. He did not.
Moggy knew at the exact moment to disengage the other 4, and then they could just burst down on Honkono, and game was basically it from there.
Well, guys, that was a pretty fiery series.
That
Mighty
was crazy.
takes it 3-2. Tell your friends we are not done just yet. Up next, we have MVP Black against Tempest.
Yes, HGC Korea. For the first week and the second week, we actually have 3 matches every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So make sure you wait for match number 3. And it's going to be Black against Tempest. It might actually be better than match number 2.
Guys, before we get to it, though, we're going to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, our best match of the night.
I guess not yet, but still. Let's still slowly go out.
See you then.